So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about chariot warfare in the book of Exodus. My specialty within history is military history. I've never really talked about military history within the biblical context, but I figured I might as well give it a try. Also in tandem with this, I'll be looking at some Canaanite parallelism with the Song of Miriam and Moses at the beginning of chapter 15 of the Exodus. If you'd like to follow along in your Bible, I'll be starting off in Exodus 9:3. Exodus 9:3 states, "The hand of the Lord will bring a terrible plague on your livestock in the field, on your horses, donkeys, and camels, and on your cattle, sheep, and goats." What I want you guys to take from this in the correlation to chariot warfare is the death of the horses. This is important because the Pharaoh kept pedigrees that were hundreds of years old of fine chariot horses that had better stock, that were faster, and this counter-creation by God destroyed hundreds and hundreds of years of pedigree breeding in order to make horses that were very, very good war horses. This must have totally devastated Pharaoh. This counter-creation, symbolized by the destruction of great pedigrees, symbolizes God's ability to take away that which man has created. In hindsight, we know this is for a good cause. That is, he punished Pharaoh for enslaving the Egyptians and treating them so horribly. The second quote I would like to look at from Exodus is Exodus 14:9. It states, "The Egyptians, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots, that is, horsemen and troops, pursued the Israelites and overtook them as they camped near the sea." An important concept to comprehend in order to understand this passage fully is to understand the effective range of the Egyptian chariots. And what I mean by this is the range in which they could actually kill the Israelites. The main weapon of the Egyptian chariot was not a spear, it was in fact the bow and arrow. What this did is it multiplied the effective range of the chariot. Thus, you didn't have to be 20 yards away from the chariot to be killed. If you were within 100 yards of range within the chariot, you could be killed. Now, put yourself inside the shoes of a Hebrew on the banks of the Red Sea. You can see the chariots coming down the hill at you. The wheels of the chariots are spinning as fast as can be, sands flying up out into the air, flying off the chariot wheels. You see the horses panting and breathing as they pick up speed as they get to you, and all of a sudden, an arrow flies through the air and barely misses you. One could imagine the horror that the Hebrews beheld within themselves on the banks of the Red Sea. To draw a comparison to our lives in the contemporary world, this has to do with the fact that evils within this world and the evil represented within the Egyptians was closer to us and the Hebrews than they thought. Obstacles set before you by the evils in this world are not always perceivable by you. Just like the danger of the effective range of the chariots was not necessarily perceivable by the Hebrews on the banks of the Red Sea at that time. And like arrows flying through the air, these evils can show up rather quickly and hit you rather quickly. They can come in the form of a lost loved one, other daily struggles and obstacles that are put before you. But the Lord brought the Hebrews through this struggle and this imminent peril, and likewise can help you through the arrows that evil in the world is firing at you, just like he did the Hebrews. The last passage from Exodus I wanted to highlight today is Exodus 15:4. This is a section in the Song of Moses and Miriam after the Hebrews have exited the Red Sea and have made it onto the other side. It states, "Pharaoh's chariots and his army he has hurled into the sea. The best of the Pharaoh's officers are drowned into the Red Sea." A great literary device is used here called an anaphora. An anaphora is when you repeat the same theme or exact words over and over again in numerous sentences. When the author uses Pharaoh, that is, Pharaoh's chariots and his army he has hurled into the sea, and then he repeats the best of the Egyptian orders, that is, the best of the Pharaoh's officers. This is important because anything that is reiterated in the Bible more than once is very important to take heed of. The last thing I wanted to discuss with you guys today, very briefly, was some Canaanite parallels with the Song of Miriam and Moses. We get this sense that, like the Canaanite god Baal or Baal, or however you want to pronounce it, that like Yahweh, the God of the Hebrews, Baal was trying to create order out of chaos. He did this by conquering the sea goddess, and you can see these parallels with the use of water in the Canaanite religion and the account of Exodus. Water, in this sense, is a cleansing force that takes chaos out of the world and introduces order, whether that be Baal in the Canaanite tradition destroying the sea goddess, or whether that be God, that is Yahweh, using the sea to destroy the evil that the Egyptians represent. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion on chariot warfare in the account of Exodus. If you guys have any questions, you can always talk to me after class. Thank you guys for your time and your patience.